Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today's episode is about eating irons, how people cut up their food, generally get it down their craw on both sides of the pond. Now, I recently went back to the old country for a vacation, and that just reminded me the differences between Americans and Brits when it comes to eating. Normal practice in Britain is you two-handed. You have a knife and a fork in each hand. You chop things up, and you would probably feed your face with your fork with your left hand. The American way tends to be use your tools to break up your food, and then shovel it into your craw with a fork. Uh, as if you're on a tramp steamer and you're shoveling coal into the boiler. So that's the way the Americans go. The other thing is about cutting stuff up as opposed to picking it up and shoving it in your pie hole. Now, obviously, Americans, their general technique, you have a pizza slice, you fold it up, and you stuff it in your mouth. That's the way they go. I remember the mayor of New York had some issues because he was seen actually taking a knife and fork to a pizza, which I believe is considered heretical in the United States. So there I was in a restaurant in London, in Victoria, and I was watching a table opposite me, and there was a gentleman there, and he was carefully dissecting his pizza with his knife and fork and putting bits of pizza in his mouth. And I said to the missus, I said, that is definitely British, that guy. And opposite him, there was a young lady there, and she had a burger. Now, normal practice with a burger in the States is you pick up the burger and you try and force it down your throat, straight into the mouth. Keep breathing through the nose because you're going to cut off your airway because that's what you're doing. But no, she actually took her knife and fork and she dissected it. She cut out a 15-degree arc out of her burger so she could feed it to herself. So that's really shows the difference. And it's sometimes good to go back to the old country just to remind me what the difference is from one side of the pond to the other. So that's a brief thing about tools and whatever, eating irons. I am sort of conflicted. Sometimes I eat the American way, especially if I'm amongst them. If I'm amongst British company, I'll just resort to my normal two-handed eating method. And I will cut things up rather than just try and force feed myself. Anyway, that's all for eating irons and tools of eating. So that's all for now. Bye-bye.